This is the Javelina Broadcast Network, and we are bringing you game number 2 today. Game number 2 of the regular season for your Texas A&M University Kingsville Javelinas. I am James Espinosa, joined alongside with Robert Breedlove. Robert, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing fine. Glad to have baseball back on. Yeah, doubleheader, no less. I need to get my baseball fix. I've been watching Robert Burns' documentary Baseball, and that doesn't suffice me. I need actual baseball, so I'm so glad we can see it in February. It's so exciting. And see a great Javelina team stacked full of talent. We saw Tasca get 2 bombs the last game. Just amazing. And we got some great pitching. Got Denver on. It's going to be a great season. I hope we have a great game, too.
Definitely is going to be a great season. And the Javelinas got off to a winning note during the first game. They won the game 6-2. Dallas Ponder picked up the win. And Matt Rhodes also came in and did some work. Also, Ryan Benitez came in, pitched an inning. Carl Weezar pitched 2/3 of an inning. And the Javelinas got the victory 6-2. We're just about ready for first pitch. Robert, if you want to read the starting lineup for the UH Victoria.
So we got the University of Houston Victoria. There are the Jaguars. So leading off is Dylan Blaha. He's at shortstop. Right behind him is Ryan Suskin. He's at second. In left field, we have Kyle Bladow, and he's batting third. In the cleanup spot, Brandon Bohannon, designated hitter. Robert Zaragoza, he's in right field. At first, and batting sixth, we got Josh Booth. At third base, we got Josh Ledesma. He's batting seventh. In the 8th spot, Ryan Pearsall. And topping off the lineup, at the 9th spot, the catcher, Matthew Herrera.
All righty, and that's the starting lineup for the UH Victoria Jaguars. Denver Diefenbach on the mound. It looks like he got the Raleigh fingers going on out there,
he got that Raleigh fingers look going on. Let's see if he can channel some of that energy from Raleigh fingers. Got a nice little curly Q mustache. He had quite a bit of a beard, but he shaved it off.
He did.
As far as gameplay is concerned, and he's a pretty darn good pitcher. And let's see what he can do for us today in this two-parter of this double baseball feature.
And it looks like we're just about ready to get this game going. Dylan Blaha stepping up to the plate for the UH Victoria Jaguars, shortstop, number 11. Ooh. And it's about that time to play ball.
There we go. Blaha was 0 for 5 in the last game. The diminutive shortstop. Let's see if he can do something here. And here's Denver with the pitch. Diefenbach. Nice liner to second base. Caught by Perez. Or, excuse me, Lee at second.
Yes, that is Justin Lee. Justin Lee getting the start at second today. There's a couple of new starters compared to the first game.
So a quick out number 1, only 1 pitch. Diefenbach gets himself set. Now up to bat, number 4, Ryan Suskin. He's the second baseman for the Jags. Here's the pitch by Diefenbach. Oh, pulls back on the bunt. Still a strike. Called strike number 1. 0-1 with 1 out.
Yeah, he caught the outside part of the plate right there. Nice pitch from Diefenbach. 0-1 with 1 out.
Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. On the outside. Nice. Another strike. Called strike number 2. 0-2 to Suskin. Suskin was 0 for 3. Oh, excuse me, 1 for 3 in the last game. 1 hit, 1 walk. Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. Outside in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he tried to get him fishing on that one, tried to get him chase something outside of the zone. Didn't work. 1-2 with 1 out. It's Diefenbach.
Diefenbach working quickly. Pitching. Fly ball to left field. Massey makes a basket diving catch for out number 2. A little difficult read on there, but he got the out nonetheless.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of trouble right there. He took a step back, had to kind of come forward a couple steps, made the shoestring catch, but nonetheless, it is 2 outs here for the Javelinas here in the top half of the first inning.
Kyle Bladow steps in. He's a left fielder. Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. In there, strike 1. Bladow had Zaragoza, my bad. Zaragoza, third baseman up. He's in the 3 spot. Bladow's on deck. Excuse me.
Yeah, Zaragoza went 1 for 4 the last game, Robert, with 1 strikeout. And he left 1 runner on base, so 1 for 4 the last game.
Excuse me, I'm reading the wrong paper. It is Bladow. Double check. 2-1 count for Bladow.
Double check the double check.
Double check. Looking at the wrong piece of paper. Zaragoza is in the 5th spot, that is. So Bladow, the 2-1 from Diefenbach. Low, ball 3. Knuckle down. He was 1 for 3 in the last game. Got a run in. One of the only 2 runs that the Jags scored. Diefenbach touches his cap a bit. Gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there. Strike number 2. Full count. 2 outs. Gets set. Working quickly. Diefenbach. Nice chopper to third base. Black picks it up. Throws it across the diamond. And
that is Jimmy Roche.
Picking it out of the dirt. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Huggies. And they'll come up to bat in the bottom of the first.
And we'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Okay, we're back in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. On the mound, we're going to go over. Actually, first let's go over the batting order for the Texas A&M Kingsville Hoggies, Javelinas. So starting up is once again the Incarnate Word University transfer. Derek Walls leading off, shortstop. Taylor Tasca will be getting another start for the second game. He's be in the DH position this time. James Black on the hot corner at third base. He's number 3, batting third. And the cleanup spot, Miles Holcomb will get his first start of the season. At second base, batting 5th, Justin Lee. Behind the plate once again, pulling double duty is Clint Wallace, right-hander. Left-hander Blake Johnson will be in right field, and he'll be batting 7th. David Massey in left will be batting 8th, and closing off is Jimmy Roche, who's playing first, and he's batting 9th. Okay, on the mound for the University of Houston Victoria Jags is Matthew Herrera, a right-hander. Not Matthew Herrera, Corey Carter.
Yeah, that's
Herrera is behind the plate.
That's Corey Carter on the mound, and last year, going off of last season stats for Carter, he had a 3.52 ERA. He went 5-4, and he pitched 71.2 innings.
So he had a pretty solid outing last season. And see how the Javelinas can deal with him. So once again, leading off for the Javelinas is Derek Walls.
Last game, Walls went 1 for 4 with 1 RBI and 1 run scored. Struck out twice, though, but he reached base.
Here's the pitch from Carter. Oop, kind of pulled back for a bunt, but pulled it back. 1-0. Once again, here's the pitch. Once again, kind of showing bunt a bit. Strike called. 1-1. He's got a lot of speed out there on the base paths, but I believe got caught stealing a couple of times the last game. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner. Nice spot by Carter there. It's 1-2.
Walls is one of those guys, Robert, that if he gets on base, he could cause some serious trouble.
Oh, yeah. That's why they picked him up. They really needed a leadoff hitter. And he's got that speed. Here's the pitch from Carter. Smacked it. Out of play, left field side. 1-2 still. Okay. Walls looks. Here's the pitch. High and outside. 2-2. Walls picked up a run last game. However, he had 2 strikeouts. See how he does with a 2-2. Here's the pitch. Smacks it right back up the middle, and it drops into center field. He'll look for second, but he'll stay on first for a nice leadoff single for the Javies.
Yeah, that was a really nice hit right there by Derek Walls. It looked like he sat back on that one a little bit, got his hands out there and drove it into center field. No way anybody can make a play on that one. That was a nicely hit ball by Derek Walls, and the transfer out of Incarnate Ward is really showing himself why he was one of the biggest pickups in the offseason.
Okay, Taylor Tasca, probably our MVP for the last game, got 2 home runs. He's batting in the 2 spot right now and playing at the designated hitter position. Okay, we got Walls on first. Carter throws back, no slide, no play. Safe back there.
Yeah, last game, Tasca had 3 RBIs as well. Went 2 for 3, and he also scored 2 runs himself.
Responsible for about half the offense there. Carter sets. Here's the delivery. Strike 1, called strike 1, 0-1.
Yeah, he was responsible for half the offense. I mean, player of the year last year, preseason player of the year this year. So Taylor Tasca.
He has a chance for a repeat, perhaps?
Yeah.
If he keeps up this pace.
Possible back-to-back MVP seasons. Just got to see how this one plays out for Tasca and company.
Here, throw back to first. Walls is back in there. Still a 1. Tasca steps back into the box. Walls takes a bit of a lead off first. Carter gets set. Here's the pitch. Wells goes for second. Nice hit and run. Wells rounds second. Into the right field it goes. Zaragoza picks it up. Wells is being sent home. Here's the throw to the plate. Cut off. And Wells will get in there easily. An RBI double for
Taylor Tasca.
Taylor Tasca.
Yeah.
Another RBI for Tasca. And the Hoggies are on the board early once again, 1-0.
Definitely. That was a nice hit and run call by Coach Jason Gonzalez and company. It looked like Tasca barely got his bat on the end of his bat, set that one to right field, and Derek Wall showing that speed going from first to home.
That was good. Well played, and they get the early run.
Nice start for the Javelinas here in the bottom half of the first inning.
So we have James Black coming up to the plate. In the last game, Mr. Black had 1 hit on 5 at-bats and had a put-out on offense and a nice chase into the foul territory. He's up to bat. Here's the first pitch from Carter. Fly ball pretty high to center field. Pearsall back, catches it. Tasca tags up, and he'll get into third with relative ease. 1 away, and a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, James Black did his job right there. When you have a runner on second, you're trying to advance him. You're trying to score him first, Robert, but if anything, you want to advance him a base over.
Yes.
1 away, runner on third.
Anything in the outfield will bring him in.
Yeah, anything in the outfield right now will bring him in. There's a lot of possibilities that Coach Gonzalez can work with here.
And now up to bat, we have Miles Holcomb getting his first start of the season, first at bat. Okay, he steps in left-handed batter against the righty Carter. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Carter sets. Here's the pitch. Low. Ball 2. 2-0. Jags once again in kind of a tight spot early on. 1 away, 1 run in with the guy in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Strike right in there. 2-1. It's a pitch from Carter. Called strike. 2-2.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice pitch from Carter right there. Nice breaking ball right over the plate. Looked like that fooled Holcomb just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Here's the pitch from Carter. Smacked it off behind into the crowd, into the parking lot more like. And it's 2-2 still.
I might have a broken windshield out there. You never know.
Well, we didn't hit that. Nice little glass breaking sound effect, so perhaps not. Here's the pitch from Carter. Swing and a miss. It's 2 away, so Miles Holcomb strikes out on his first at bat of the season. 2 away. Justin Lee will also be getting his first start of the season and first at bat, the senior. He averaged only 125 last year on 1 RBI. Ball 1. Hoggies in the bottom of the first trying to get some early insurance runs here in the second game of this 2-parter. Here's a pitch to Lee. Nice dribbler up, bouncer up. Second baseman's got it. Whoa, a little acrobatics, but he gets there on first.
Yeah, a little confusion down there. It didn't look like if the first baseman or the pitcher knew which one was
Booth
exactly going to
and Carter
cover.
were a little confused on who's going to get which, and they kind of got him in, and they get a run in. So, and the scorekeepers will call it hit. Yes, they will call it a hit. So an infield hit and an RBI for Mr. Lee on his first step out of the season.
Up next for the Javelinas, we got catcher Clint Wallace, number 17 up to bat.
So Wallace fouls it back. He's playing double duty, and a lot of, especially for a catcher, playing catcher position for 19 innings is quite a challenge.
Yeah, it definitely is. And last year he really came into his own. With Cash Barker getting hurt during the season, Wallace really stepped up and filled that role that the Javelinas needed behind the plate.
Here's the pitch from Carter. Pop fly, deep right field.
Now might be trouble.
Right field, and basket catch by Mr. Zaragoza, and that is the end of the inning. So we have the Hoggies strike first blood. 3 hits, 2 runs, and one left on. So we're going to the top of the second. Javelinas have a 2-0 lead.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field here on the campus of Texas A&M University Kingsville. We are in the top of the second inning. Denver Diefenbach in the middle of his warm-up pitches. The Javelinas lead 2-0 over the University of Houston Victoria Jaguars. And it was kind of a little quirky inning for the Javelinas. Last time up, they brought across 2 runs. Little confusion for the UH team at first place led to the second run of the inning where Tasca scored from third. And that's where we're at right now, Robert. A 2-0 lead. The Javelinas are up.
All right, so Brandon, Brandon Bohannon steps into the plate. Number 9, right-handed batter. He was pinch hitter last time, and he had 2 hits, 2 for 2, so a nice solid outing for him in the last game. See what he can do here against Denver Diefenbach. Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. Swing and a miss. Nice motion there on that pitch. 0-1. Diefenbach delivers again. Kind of a dribbler foul. 0-2. Diefenbach gets ahead.
Yeah, let's see if Diefenbach tries to get him fishing outside the zone with a little curveball in the dirt or just anything that's out of the ordinary for an 0-2 pitch.
Here's
time
called.
Oh, and 2 the count to Bohannon.
On deck is the designated hitter, Robert Zaragoza. The right fielder. Bohannon is the designated hitter. Here's the pitch. Ooh, a little inside. Ball 1. Hear the trains in the background. High. Ball 2.
Yeah, Diefenbach's trying to work the upper half of the zone, trying to get him to chase something.
Got a more deliberate pace than some of the pitchers in the last game. Here's the pitch. Fouled back towards the football stadium.
And there it is.
There's the glass.
Hopefully that wasn't my car, Robert.
Oh, hopefully not.
I'm hoping it wasn't.
Luckily, I don't have a car.
2-2.
Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. Smacks it to left field. Nice catch by Black on the hot corner. Gloves it for 1 out. Definitely
got a good reaction from James Black out there. Veteran third baseman's been here for the past couple of seasons, past 3 years already. And he's showing why he's out there, why he's manning the hot corner.
Now Robert Zaragoza steps in, the left fielder. He was 1 for 4 in the last game, and with 1 strikeout. First pitch, way outside, ball 1. Kind of split duties last game. He played the hot corner out third for a little bit, and then for the second half of the game moved to right field. Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. With a smack dribbler, foul. 1-1.
Yeah, I think that one went off of Zaragoza right there. Probably got at the inside part of his foot. That's what the referee.
The referee.
Umpire.
The umpire.
Got to switch from, football, basketball mode back to baseball mode. The umpire.
So, Zaragoza digs back into the box. Diefenbach is set. Wind up. The pitch. Lined into the outfield, out of Black's reach. And Zaragoza gets on for a nice 1-out single.
Yeah, definitely. Zaragoza sat back on that one. Shot that one to opposite field. He had to wait on that one just a little bit just to send it out there. And James Black or Derek Walls could not get to that one.
Okay, now up to bat, Josh Booth. He was 1 for 4 in the last game with the strikeout. So, see what the left-hander can do here with 1 man on, 1 out. Diefenbach gets set. Pitch. Kind of a dribbler, bouncer. Nice dive, but no catch for Lee at second. Runner advances. Got a man on first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Justin Lee right there. Looks like there's going to... Well, they're set up for a double play ball regardless.
Yes.
But still, runners on first and second. You got to kind of tighten up the defense a little bit here. You don't want to get the Jaguars back into this ball game.
All right, Jags challenging early on. 2-0 Javelinas, but there's 2 men on for Josh Ledesma. Diefenbach sets. Winds up, here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Ledesma was also a pinch hitter in the last game, went 1 for 2. A pretty solid game overall for the Jags pinch hitters. See what he can do starting this game. 1-0 count for Ledesma. Pitch from Diefenbach. Grounded foul. 1-1. Ledesma takes a few practice swings. Diefenbach getting signals. Gets set. And the pitch. Ooh. Steps back. Looks back to second. Man on second.
Yeah, trying to get Zaragoza to stay honest out there at second.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of rundowns in the last game. So you kind of keep him honest. Keep him on second. With 1 out. Here's the pitch. Strike. Nice movement on that. 1-2.
Yeah, you got to try and keep him honest at second. You don't want him to get too big of a secondary lead to where any kind of dribbler into the outfield, he's automatically scoring. You got to try and keep him on second, keep him as close to second as you can.
Diefenbach looks for signal. Gets set. And the pitch. Kind of foul ball to Sal right field, and it drops. A nice Texas League. Here comes the throw to second. Force out at second. 2 away. That ball kind of dropped right in front of Johnson. He tosses it to Walls at second and gets the force out at second.
Man, nice throw right there by Johnson. He really got that one in there.
Said it hold up because it's kind of a shallow fly, but they get the out. 2 away with men on the corners now.
Yeah, the runners got into that little mode where they kind of went halfway. They weren't so sure if Johnson was going to get there to catch it. That might have been the reasoning why Booth got thrown out at second base.
So Ryan Pearsall comes up to bat. He was 1 for 4 in the last game with a run. One of the only 2 runs that the Jags scored. Looks for a signal down at his base coach. Steps into the plate. Roach holding the guy at first. Outside ball 1. Runners on the corners with 2 away in the top of the second. The Desmond first. Zaragoza in third. It's a pitch. Sharp ground ball. Nice play by Lee. Tosses it to his man Walls at second, and the inning is over. So we have 2 hits, but no runs for U of H of Victoria. Right into the bottom of the second. Javelinas are leading 2-0.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Back to Javelina Baseball here at Nolan Ryan Field here on JBN. Once again, pitching for the Jags is Corey Carter in the bottom of the second. Javelinas are up 2-0, and up at the plate coming up will be Clint Wallace, the catcher. He's taking his warm-up swings in the on-deck circle.
I think,
Clint Wallace. Wait.
no, it looks like that's Blake Johnson.
Blake Johnson?
Yeah, Wallace flied out to right field to end the inning last time.
Thank you.
But Blake Johnson coming up making his first start of the season. Or excuse me, no, second start of the season. Johnson, number 24, the lefty, looking to get things going here for the Javelinas in the bottom half of the second inning.
He plays kind of a dual position. He plays outfield, but he also plays as a relief pitcher, a left-handed relief pitcher. Here's the pitch to Johnson, high, and ball 1. Got away from the catcher a little bit there. Count is 1-0. Pitch from Carter. Swing and a miss. Nice movement on there. It's 1-1. Carter working quickly. Here's the pitch, 1-1. Smacked right back up to the center. That's single for Johnson. His first hit of the season, first in the first at bat, and it's 1 on with no outs for David Massey. Once again, he's also getting his first start and his first at bat. See what he can do with this.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Gonzalez, starting a few of the guys that didn't get to play the last game here in the doubleheader, seeing what they could do and seeing what they could offer.
A bit more the underclassman. He's a sophomore. It's a pitch. Right on the outside. Strike 1.
Man, that one was a little bit outside for my taste right there. Nonetheless, it's a 0-1 count to Massey.
Massey batted a .250 in his freshman year last year. Low, ball 1. 1-1 with 1 man on, no outs. Carter looks for a signal. Booth holding Johnson on first. Here's the pitch. Nice little bouncer to the third baseman, second. And he will not get him at first. So Massey gets on with the fielder's choice. 5-4.
Yes, 5-4.
5-4.
5-4 put out right there.
From Desma to Shishkan. So 1 away, and Jimmy Roach stepping up to the plate. Once again, in his first game as well. Left-handed batter. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Takes it for strike 1.
Check back to first, not in time. Massey back there, back at first with ease.
Massey, another sophomore. Coach Gonzalez giving a lot more of the underclassmen starts in this one. Strike 2.
Trying to get their feet wet a little bit, trying to get them some some playing time.
Some reps.
Yeah, some reps, because you know that the starters, once Lone Star Conference comes around, it's going to be full go. And
Yes.
you want to see what these guys could do right here.
See if we can get any breakout stars, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Carter steps back. Massey at first. The 0-2 to Roach. Outside in the dirt, 1-2. Roach steps out, gets back in, touches the plate with his bat, and Carter gets set. Pitch from Carter. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's out number 2 for the Javelinas. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Derek Walls. Got a single last time to center field. Started off.
That's strikeout number 2 for Corey Carter on the hill. See if Derek Walls can get something jump-started here for the Javelinas in the bottom of the second.
Speedy guy. Would not be too surprised if he lays down a bunt. Third baseman kind of cheating a bit, playing a little bit in. Outside, strike 1. Steps up to the plate. 0 for 1. 0-1, that is. Throw back to first. He slides back in, gets there in time. Massey on first. Derek Walls up to plate. 2 outs and an 0-1 count. It's a pitch from Carter. High. And there goes Massey. Surprise steal, and he gets there in time. Tag, it misses him, and he drops the ball. So that'd be a steal for Massey. And we got a man on scoring position with 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, that looked like that caught everybody by surprise right there, especially Matthew Herrera behind the plate.
He got the ball, was about to throw it back to the pitcher, and Massey was off for second. So we got a man in scoring position.
Yeah, they didn't cover second base till Massey was already about 3/4 of the way there.
Here's the pitch. Walls takes it for strike 2 on the outside corner. Carter gets set. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2.
Yeah, try to fit that breaking ball on the outside corner of the plate. Derek Walls was having none of that. 2-2 to count with 2 outs here. Massey on second.
Task on deck. So it's probably in Carter's best interest to take care of Walls right now before the slugger comes up. Okay, Carter gets set. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. And Walls will take first base.
Or he will...
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, sorry.
I was about to say, that's a full count right there.
Yes. Mistakenly takes first, but he returns back as it is only ball 3.
It's okay. It's only the second game, you know.
You gotta get used to it.
You gotta, you know.
You've been out for a little while. The winter was long and cold. Kind of messes with you, so.
3-2.
So we can do it with the full count. Man on second. 2 outs. Task on deck. Carter gets set. Here's the pitch. Smacks it up to the middle. Fielded by Blaha to Booth, and that ends the inning. So we have 1 hit, no runs, and no errors, and we're going to the top of the third, and it's still 2-0 Javelinas.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. We're heading to the top of the third inning, and your Javelinas lead the UH Victoria Jaguars by a score of 2-0. And so far, Denver Diefenbach's been showing pretty good control on the mound. He's been poised, got into trouble in the bottom half of the second, but they managed to get out of that. So positive signs for the Javelinas as catcher Matthew Herrera steps up to the plate.
The diminutive right-hander steps up to the plate. He starting this game after Blake Diver got the start in the last one. He steps to the plate. Here's the delivery from Diefenbach. Low, ball one. Steps back in the box. Here's Diefenbach with a delivery. Inside, strike one, 1-1. Diefenbach showing a bit of finesse, throwing lots of breaking balls in there. Here's the pitch. A little fast one on that one. 2-1.
Yeah, had a little zip on that one, just missed the outside of the plate.
Important for him to mix it up a bit. Here's the pitch. Ooh, inside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
At first, it looked like that kind of got a piece of Herrera,
yes.
But turned his shoulder just a little bit.
Here's the 3-1 count to Herrera. And, ooh, thought he had a walk there and a called strike by the umpire. It's full count.
Little words with the umpire right there. Full count here as
I have a theme of people mistakenly walking to first. Here's the pitch. Smacks it back. Nice snag by Diefenbach, and he'll just lightly toss it to the first baseman, Roach, for the first out.
Nice play by Denver Diefenbach right there.
Nice reaction, just like stuck his glove out, caught it. A little bit of matrix action, I guess.
That's one of those plays where if you've ever experienced it yourself and you have a ball hits you that hard and, you know, you just kind of stick your glove down and woof, it's there.
When I played baseball, I usually just closed my eyes and squealed, but...
Yeah, exactly. Same here.
Here's the pitch to Blaha. Smacks it foul left side. He's 0 for 1 with a line out to the second baseman, Lee. Diefenbach sets. Is 0-1 to Blaha. Low, ball 1, 1-1. Diefenbach gets set once again. Here's the pitch. Smacks it. Nice dribbler to second baseman Lee. They're right there to Roach for a nice 4-3 put out for out number 2.
Diefenbach working rather effectively here through the first 2 2/3 of an inning so far.
Little to no trouble. Working rather quickly as well.
Yeah, he has a pretty good pace up there on the mound. He tends to want to get to work rather fast.
Suskin steps up. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out to left. Hits it high and a little bit inside. 1-0. Diefenbach sets. Gives the pitch. Here it goes. Outside on the outside. 1-1. Hitting in spots rather well. A lot of control. If the count is 1-1, here's the pitch. Fouled off to the left side. 1-2. Diefenbach working a little quicker now. Kind of getting into a rhythm. Working with a 2-run lead here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. Oh, outside. 2-2. Got a bit away there from Clint Wallace.
Yeah, a little bit on the outside corner, but nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count with 2 away here, and the Javelinas trying to go 3 up, 3 down.
Double deuce count, 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Foul off to the back, 2-2 still.
Suskin battling here. Trying to stay alive, trying to get something going for the Jaguars of UH Victoria. 2-2 count, Diefenbach to Suskin.
Smacks it foul off to the left side. Still 2-2. Diefenbach Looks for his pitch. Here it comes. Smacks it. Nice little bouncer to third base. Black to Roach, and that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Diefenbach. No runs, no hits, no errors, and we're heading to the bottom of the third. Javelinas still have a lead, 2-0 against the Jaguars.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network, bringing you the second game of the season for your Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas. They won the first game over UH Victoria by a score of 6-2. Bottom of the third, and dual threat MVP of last season and preseason MVP of this season, Taylor Tasca, up to bat.
Yes, he's 1 for 1, got a double, and scored his third run of the year already in his last at bat in the first inning.
I love his entrance song, by the way.
Yeah, I see it. We're once again right-handed batter. Carter ties his shoes a bit. Tasca settles in.
And last season, Tasca with a 341 average and 52 RBIs. Pretty big year for 1-8.
He looks like he's already got off to a pretty good start to this year as well. Here's delivery from Carter. In there for strike one. Tall, slender first baseman being in the DH spot this time. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. Steps back in. Carter with the delivery. Strike two, 1-2.
1-2.
Game going by at a much quicker pace than last time.
Definitely is.
Here's the pitch from Carter. Outside. Nice spot by Carter. And it's one down. The strikeout looking by Tasca.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch right there from Carter. Breaking ball hit the outside part of the plate.
Looked
like Tasca kind of disagreed a little bit with the call, but nonetheless.
You can't really do much with that.
Nonetheless, you got to kind of protect the outside of the plate if you know the umpire is he's kind of giving that corner.
That strike zone. So James Black steps up. He's 0 for 1. The fly out to center. Here's the pitch. In there for strike one. Here's delivery by Carter. Let it on the outside. 1-1. Swings his bat a couple times. Here's the pitch from Carter. Nice fly out to right, but way foul. Lands around the Victoria bullpen over there.
Yeah, last at bat, James Black with that sacrifice fly to center. He moved Tasca to third, and then Tasca ended up scoring from there.
Nice ground ball up the middle. Suskin with the catch. Throw to first, and he is safe. Nice hustle there by Black to get the infield single. So one out with one man on, and in comes Miles Holcomb. He had a strikeout last time. Holcomb, a left-handed hitter. Once again, one of the sophomores coming in to play this second part of this doubleheader. Gets set. Here's the pitch from Carter. Ball one.
Just missed the Strike zone on that one.
Just a little bit low. Black leads off from first. In the dirt, Black holds at first, 2-0. Holcomb steps back in the batter's box. Booth holds Black at first. Black with a little bit of a lead. High, 3-0. I see what Carter offers at 3-0. Here it comes. In there, strike one. Miles taking all the way with that one. 3-1 count. One man on, one out. Carter gets set. Here's a pitch. Smacks it down. Nice diving catch by Booth. But a second. And nothing on the area code double play. That won't be an area code double play. 3-6-1. Miles Holcomb will get on first on the fielder's choice.
Man, that was definitely a nice play right there by Joshua Booth.
He dove, got that ball through to second, but alas, Holcomb was a little too fast getting there at first. So two away, and Holcomb at first. And now here comes Justin Lee. Another really quick guy got on first with the infield single back about an inning or two ago. In the dirt, ball one. Holcomb at first, being held on by Booth. Here's the pitch to Lee. Outside. It kind of walks back. Holcomb back to first.
Yeah, Holcomb's getting a pretty good secondary lead out there.
Got a lot of speed on this team between Holcomb, Lee,
Walls.
Speedy team. Here's a pitch, 2-0. Strike, swinging strike, and Herrera kind of drops it. Holcomb holds. Doesn't challenge, it's 2-1. Two out in the bottom of the third. Javelinas up 2-0. Carter gets set. Holcomb gets big lead. Low, ball 3-1.
Let's see what Lee could get himself into. He got a RBI single, as you said, Robert, back in the first inning. So with the 3-1 count, 2 outs, let's see how Lee plays it right here.
Nice hitters count with 2 away. Oop, throw back to first. Holcomb's back in safely.
The 3-1 count, you kind of wonder if a hit and run might be on. Maybe that's why they checking back and holding.
That's how they got the first run of the game. Nice little hit and run. Here's a pitch. Deep fly to right field, and that will go into the corner. Foul. So full count, 2 away for Lee. Clint Wallace on deck. Lee steps back into the batter's box. Carter kind of deciding his pitch. He will get set. Holcomb, slight lead off first. Here's the pitch. Holcomb goes for second. Ball 4. That's a walk for Lee. I believe the first walk of the game, and that'll bring up Clint Wallace, who's 0 for 1. Running some first and second. So we have the catcher Clint Wallace, number 17, batting from the left side, a right-handed batter. See if the Hoggies can do anything with the guy in scoring position. It's pitch from Carter. Low, ball 1.
Yeah, last season, Clint Wallace with a 307 batting average, 10 RBIs, 416 on base percentage. So Wallace can get on base. Let's see if he can bring in a run here from second.
Couple of speedy guys on base. It's not nice little bouncer foul. 1-1. Okay, Wallace steps back in the plate, gets a couple practice swings. Carter's looking for his pitch. Finds it. You get set. And the delivery. High, ball 2.
Good eye from Clint Wallace right there.
He gets ahead, 2-1, 2 outs.
Not chasing nothing high in the zone. Staying patient at the plate. Got himself a 2-1 count.
The on first, Holcomb on second. Here's the 2-1 from Carter. High, foul, behind the plate, no, out of reach into the stands. So it's now, once again, 2-2, 2 outs. As the ump will give Carter another ball. Carter looking for his pitch. Gets set. And his pitch. Let it on outside. 3 full count once again with 2 men on, 2 outs. Blake Johnson on deck. Carter gets set. Delivery. Smacked out into the gap. That's going to fall down. Holcomb comes in to score. Here comes rounding second. Third is Lee. Rounding second is Wallace, and will get a stand-up triple into the gap. 2 runs score in for the Javelinas. Javelinas is now 4-0, 2 away, and Wallace gets on a nice RBI triple to the gap, and Wallace gets grounds in his, I believe, he will drive in his second and third runs of the season. So nice offensive production from Wallace in these 2 games.
That was a nice piece of hitting by Wallace right there. Drove that one into right center.
Driving that all the way. And here we go. First pitch. 1-0. Low. This will be the first pitch to Mr. Blake Johnson. Once again getting his first start of the season.
And his first hit as a Javelina, actually.
1 for 1 with the single. See if he can drive in Wallace to get a little bit more extra insurance. Pitch here. Fouls it off to the left side. 1-2. 1-1. Pitch. Fouls back.
So
1-1. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike.
good eye by Johnson. With 2 outs here and Wallace at third, trying to bring in this extra insurance run.
You want to knock into the outfield. Can you do it? Low. 2-2. 3-1, that is. Excuse me. Got a nice. Gets ahead of the count. Here's the pitch from Carter. Strike right in there. Be strike 3.
Strike
looking.
3. That's the 4th K for Carter. But nonetheless, the Javelinas get 2 runs here off a Clint Wallace stand-up triple. Your Javelinas lead 4-0 heading to the top of the 4th. We'll be right back to the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field on the campus of Texas A&M University Kingsville. The last inning, the Javelinas scored 2 runs off a Clint Wallace stand-up triple. They now lead 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. Denver Diefenbach is still on the mound, and he's been performing rather well.
Yeah, he's been hitting his spots, getting some strikeouts, and keeping runners from crossing the plate. That's all you need from a pitcher.
Definitely, and up to bat,
Kyle Blue Dow.
Blue Dow, his last at bat.
It was a 5-3 play.
Yep, 5-3 ground out, so 0 for 1 for Blue Dow. Let's see if he could get something jump-started for the Jaguars.
Okay, so Bladal steps in. Diefenbach gets set, and here is his pitch. On the outside, ball 1. Here's a pitch from Diefenbach. Ball 2, 2-0. Diefenbach is set. Here's the pitch. Outside. 3 straight balls from Diefenbach.
This is the first time we've seen that from him today. Diefenbach just needs to settle down a little bit and play with this 4-0 lead, you know?
Yes, I mean, be a little bit more aggressive. He's been hitting his spots rather well. Gets that in, nice in on the outside. 3-1.
See if Denver can battle back right here.
Very similar to how the earlier game again. Here's a pitch. Smacks it down. Nice snag by the right first baseman. Ooh, nice slide. So it's a 3-1 put out. Nice snag by Roach. Tosses it to Denver, who kind of half slides into first for the first out.
Yeah, kind of a little half slide from Diefenbach right there. Little dangerous, you know. You never want to see one of your pitchers kind of make a play like that if they don't have to.
Especially in the first game of the season.
Yeah, if they don't have to, but nonetheless, good hustle.
More or less, but like I said, Diefenbach kind of cruising along, very similar to how, on the outside, ball 1. Similar to how Ponder was in the last one. He had a nice, comfortable lead, and have a bend and don't break scenario here, picking his spots. Nice smack to the shortstop walls. Fields it to Roach, and that's out number 2.
That's a 6-3 put out right there.
6-3.
And 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Up to bat,
Robert Zaragoza.
Robert Zaragoza, yep, right fielder.
He had a single last time he was up. Victoria hasn't been able to really string anything together. So here's Diefenbach with the delivery. Some action out in the Javelina bullpen.
Definitely some action out there. I just can't see who it is.
Yes, 0-1 for Victoria.
Getting word from our sports information director, it's Cody Williams in the bullpen.
1-1 for Zaragoza. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. He's been hitting the spots rather well. 1-2. Looks like they have a similar approach to Ponder, as they did with Ponder in the first game. Here's the pitch from Diefenbach. Fly high into left field. Chasing it down, it's Massey, and it will just drop in the bullpen.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough play for Massey either way. There's a lot of foul ground territory here at Nolan Field.
Count is now 1-2. Now what I was saying is, Ponder in the first game was taken out relatively early. He had a solid outing, but they took him out a little early. It seems like it's the same thing, the same strategy going in with Diefenbach here.
Looks like they want to just get their guys some work and let these guys pitch and see what these guys can bring to the table.
Ooh, high gets away from Walsvet 2-2. It's almost maybe more or less sort of like a spring training game, except they kind of still sort of count.
Yeah, because the last game the Javelinas used 4 pitchers and Ponder went 4 innings, so he did have a good outing.
He's solid outing. I mean, that's how normally when you watch spring training baseball in the majors, they play him for about 3 or 4 innings. Here comes a pitch, swing and a whiff, strikeout for Diefenbach, and now retire side, and he will head back to the dugout. So no hits, no runs. Diefenbach kind of cruising along here. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-0 Javelinas.
And we'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. I am James Espinosa alongside with Robert Breedlove. It is a 4-0 Javelina lead coming into the bottom of the 4th inning. And up to bat for your Javelinas,
David Massey.
David Massey.
Got on with the fielder's choice last time.
Yes, he did.
And I believe he came around to score on that triple by Chris Wallace.
And he also had a stolen base. Remember, it was that weird little stolen base.
Yes, he got on a double by Tasca.
Yep.
That is. No, he did not. Never mind. Yeah.
Nonetheless, Massey up to bat to lead it off here for the Javelinas.
Holcomb got in on the triple. My bad.
Trying to extend this lead a little bit, pick up some more insurance runs as Corey Carter's remains on the mound.
Tall frame in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Carter. Low in the dirt. Ball 1.
Carter has 4 strikeouts on the day. Diefenbach, pitch for the Javelinas, has 1 strikeout. But the difference is the Javelinas are hitting,
yes.
And the UH Victoria is not.
They haven't been able to string those things together. Here's the pitch from Carter. On the outside, strike. 1-1. Here's the pitch, working rather quickly is Carter. Strike 2. Nice movement on that 1-2. Another similarity to the last game is the Victoria pitcher seems to have a semi-decent outing, but those 4 runs, those big string to get their heads are the ones that make the difference in this game.
Definitely.
Here's a pitch from Carter. 1-2. It's now 2-2. Kind of in the dirt there.
Yeah, and what David Massey wants to do right here, anytime you're a leadoff hitter, you want to reach base no matter what you can do. And last year, Massey, 250 average with 3 RBIs. Didn't really get a lot of playing time, but
235 on base percentage.
He is a sophomore, and you figure that he's going to play into a bigger role once he becomes an upperclassman here in this Javelina baseball team.
Ball was in the dirt for a full count. Full count, 2 with none away. His pitch in the dirt. Nice, takes the walk. Nice leadoff walk. Massey's on first with Jimmy Roach coming up to bat.
And his last at bat,
he had a strikeout.
Yeah, he got a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Let's see if Roach can redeem himself and move Massey over into scoring position or possibly bring him in.
College freshman starting his first game. See if he can get his first hit of his college career. Pops high, sky high to center field. Can Parasol get it? Yes, he will. Puts it away for the first out. Got up on that first pitch, just lifted up straight in the air.
And here comes the speedster, Derek Walls.
Grounded out 6-4 last time.
Walls is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. And he also scored in the top of the 1st inning.
Wow.
Pitch. Outside. Ball 1.
The guy is actually at the ball Dr. Pepper. We're down there thinking that it was a Pepsi product, but they can't serve it. They can bring it all up here. Yeah, there we go. I'll teach you the future sports information.
Okay, Carter gets set. It's a pitch. Nice. Kind of fly out to left field. And, ooh, kind of a dive fight there by Ladeau. It's 2 away. Massey returns back to first for Taylor Tasca coming up to bat.
Yeah, it looked like Blue Doe, like you said, Robert, he kind of
caught it and then
kind of
a little
like
bit of dive.
Little indecision of if he should drop back a little bit more or if he should dive or not. It's kind of like a half dive.
Yeah, once again, the half dive, go back to the half dive or half slide, I guess, in case of Denver. But Taylor Tasca has a double and a strikeout looking. Let's see if he can add to his offensive prowess that he has shown this so far this season. Kind of waves his bat. Here's a pitch from Carter. Smacks it back behind the backstop. It's 0-1 to Mr. Tasca.
The big man, Taylor Tasca, a.k.a. the Task Force.
Yeah, so stood behind him in the line of the concession stand between games. He
pretty tall guy.
He has a pretty big frame on him. That's why you want that kind of guy at first base that can eat up those. Ooh, swinging strike. You know, once again, you want to have a guy at first that has that large target for you to throw.
Yeah.
When you're throwing across the nice reach, grab it.
0-2 to Tasca with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
About maybe a foot and a half taller than I am. Carter is set. Here's delivery on the outside. Ball 1, actually. 1-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Massey kind of getting a little bit of a lead off at first. Roach holding him on. Excuse me, Booth. Here's a pitch. Ooh, kind of a check swing. Calls it ball 2-2.
Yeah, the appeal to the umpire, and umpire said that Tasca did not go around. He did not break his wrist right there, so
College ball,
2.
College ball is a little different than majors. Have only 2 umpires.
2 per game, yeah.
So ooh, caught him on the inside. So strike 3, another strikeout for Tasca.
That's Carter's 5th strikeout.
Yes, and the inning is over. The Javelinas get man on, but don't bring them around to score. It's 4-0 still, Javelinas.
We'll be back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Okay, and we're back in the top of the 5th inning. We have Diefenbach, I believe, is back out there pitching still.
Raleigh Diefenbach. Oh, wait,
Raleigh
excuse me, Denver Diefenbach.
Mustache, yes. Amazing little curly here. It's like, I just can't get over it.
I know, it's a classic look, and I'm glad it's coming back, you know.
Exactly. Well, I'm hoping he can bring that style back. I want to see Raleigh fingers on the entire Javelina team.
Nonetheless, it's the top of the 5th inning, and your Javelinas are up 4-0. Diefenbach is back on the hill.
Joshua Booth comes up. He has one of the only 2 hits that the Jags have on the outside corner. Strike 1. He's been spotting that very well.
Nice first pitch from Diefenbach.
He gets set, shakes off a few pitches. Here comes the delivery. Nice kind of bouncer up to the middle. Fielded by Lee, leaps, and wow, there he goes. Nice. Lee leaped up to get that. Well, Lee got the play. Roach had to leap up and tagged out.
That was a nice play.
Yeah, tagged out Booth as he came down running, so it was an excellent heads-up play by Booth.
Nice play from the freshman at first base, making that tag. The throw wasn't particularly there, but he made the play nonetheless.
1 away, Diefenbach with a pitch. Here it comes. On the end. Ooh, ball 1 inside.
Yeah, just a bit inside right there.
Just a bit inside, yeah. Diefenbach cruising. Here's the pitch. Bouncer up to the shortstop. Hall. And nice there. Walls to
Roach. Yeah,
on Booth earlier.
Derek Walls has been playing some pretty good defense today, right? For his first couple of games as a Javelina. What do you think, Robert? How do you think Walls has performed?
Oh, excellent. The speed, everything you want from shortstop. Speed, glove, heads up defense, everything you need.
Yeah, he's pretty much
It's what Coach Gonzalez wanted to fill
yes.
fill up his spot for this season, and they can go far with him. He can contribute quite a bit.
Definitely agree with that.
It's a Booth 6-3, and here's the first pitch to Ledesma, and it's a strike on the inside called.
I believe that is it's Pearsall, I believe.
Pearsall?
Yeah, Ledesma just grounded out.
Oh, Ledesma, excuse me.
It's all right, man. Pearsall.
Pearsall takes the first pitch.
0-2 right here.
Takes the second.
Quick inning.
Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. Diefenbach trying to get him to chase a bit on there. Not pulling the trigger.
Last time we said quick inning, it lasted another 20 minutes. I don't know if we jinxed that or not.
I don't know. Let's see if Diefenbach can cruise here. Smacks it down to third base. Nice grab by Black. Tosses it over to first. And Roach grabs it, and it's the final out of the inning. So once again, 1-2-3 inning for Diefenbach, and I believe he's been hitless for about since the second or first inning.
Yeah, just about. And
just cruising, and Javelinas have a 4-0 lead.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. I'm James Espinosa with Robert Breedlove. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Javelinas in the top of the fifth, and James Black will be up to bat for your Javelinas. Black on the day, single.
1 for 2.
Yeah, 1 for 2 with the single.
Infield single out there. So some speed out there. Like I said, a lot of speed on this team.
And last season, Black hit .310 with 41 RBIs, and he had an on-base percentage of .381. So he's a pretty big contributor for this team. That's why he's in the 3 hole.
Okay, here's the pitch from Carter. Foul, high foul towards the football stadium. It's 0-1. Wind kind of kicking up a bit, not as much as it was. Pitch, nice little ground to the shortstop, Luha, and it's on to the first baseman, Booth, for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it was a nice hit ball, but, that was a rather routine play for Blaha.
Holcomb steps up. He had a fielder's choice last time, and he came around to score.
Last season, Holcomb had quite a bit of pitching appearances also, so he's one of those guys who could play.
Double threat, perhaps?
Yeah.
Smacks it deep to center field. And over there, ooh, nice right there is Pearsall for out number 2. Just kind of took a nice hit on the first pitch, but right in the area of Pearsall to get that second out of the inning.
That was one of those Adam balls.
Yeah.
Hit it right at him.
Gotta hit it where they ain't. That's 2 away, and now Justin Lee comes out. He had a walk last time and also had an RBI on an infield single. Pitch to Holcomb. Not Holcomb, excuse me. Lee is ball 1 on the outside.
Lee's had a rather nice game at second. He's made a couple of really good plays.
Yes. Pitch. Smacks a nice laser to left field. It's going to get into the corner a bit. He's around second. He's going for second. Here comes the play to the cutout man, and he is there at second, sliding in under the tag.
Nice.
Only took 2 pitches there, but he's in scoring position. 2 away for Clint Wallace, and see if he can come in with the clutch hit here to extend the lead for the Javelinas.
Yeah, and Justin Lee roped that one down left field and showed a lot of hustle getting the second. It was kind of a close play, but Lee got there. Clint Wallace up to bat now.
His pitch. Smacks it right up the middle. It's going to be RBI number 3 for the day. Or 4, actually. And, yes, that will be Justin Lee coming in for the score. Another RBI single for Wallace. And with still 2 away, the Javelinas extend their lead to 5-0.
Yeah, first pitch right there for Clint Wallace. Didn't waste any time. Sent that one right up the middle. Carter had no chance at it. The middle infield had no chance at all. And with the speed of Lee, he scored with these, and the Javelinas are now up 5-0 here, bottom of the 5th inning.
Blake Johnson steps up to the plate. And it looks like there'll be a pinch runner for Clint Wallace.
That is a
number 4. Ryan Fickle comes up. He's normally a second baseman, but he'll be coming in for Wallace, and probably be it for Wallace for the day, as he's played had quite a day here. Had 4 RBIs, a triple, a single. I believe he also had a double in the previous game. He's been quite the bat so far today.
Definitely has.
So Blake Johnson's up to bat. Carter.
Blake Johnson up to bat. He is the brother of Klein Andrews on the team, third
really?
baseman. So, little interesting
Smacks it
side
back.
note.
So Fickle kind of had a little bit of a jump there, but he kind of returned back to first. Fouled back, it's 0-1.
They're going to check on Fickle at first. Not in time.
Diminutive second baseman. Kind of almost like an Jose Altuve type, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Little short frame. Speedster, though.
You can see got a pretty large lead.
Taking a big lead right there.
Here, he's going for second. Nope, kind of returns back. Long foul out to the left side. 0-2.
Maybe they're trying to get this hit and run game going again, and we've seen them do that with success so far today. Coach Gonzalez, he's always aggressive with his base running and his just his tactics on offense overall.
When you have the speed that this team has, you better be. Squeeze out every run you can. Throw back to first. Fickle dives back in, safe.
Get the jersey dirty a little bit, you know?
Yes.
It's always nice. It's always nice to get dirty. Well, in baseball.
Shows up
not anything else.
Shows up a little bit more. Shows up a little bit better on white. Here goes. Ground ball. Kind of a lazy ground ball to short. Throw by Bluha. And safe. He beats out the throw. Once again, speed is definitely a strong point of this team as Blake Johnson gets an infield single. And the inning still goes on.
Definitely. And like you said, it was like a little lazy ground ball. And that lazy ground ball possibly helped Johnson, get there in time. And up next, the sophomore David Massey looking to add on to this 5-0 Javelina lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
And that's the same frame that Tasca has. Very tall.
Yeah, big kid, big guy.
Two
Sophomore.
outs, 2 men on. Fickle on second. Johnson on first. Here's the pitch. Foul back. 0-1. Roach, the freshman, on deck.
Massey walked in his last at bat.
He's waiting for the pitch. Carter is set. It's pitch. Inside, kind of a fake throw by Herrera. It's 1-1. Despite the Jags being down by 5 runs, there's no action in the bullpen over there. We're saving some arms. Kind of second baseman kind of cheating. Ball 2-1.
David Massey has reached base both times, Robert. He had a fielder's choice in the first, and then, as I said, in the fourth with that base on ball. So
yes, so
he's
yet to get
base.
that hit. He's looking for that hit. Maybe bring in another insurance run to really kind of open this game up for the Javelinas. Smacks it right net. right over the batting cage off in foul territory. Off beyond foul territory. It's 1-2.
A 1-2 count for David Massey, sophomore outfielder.
All quiet in the Javelina bullpen as well, so Diefenbach will probably go on for another inning. Pitching very well. Kind of inside, kind of chops it off to the left side, staying alive, 1-2. 5 2/3 innings done, and the Javelinas have a lead 5-0 over the University of Houston Victoria Jaguars. Carter gets set. Here's the delivery. Smacks it right through the center field. Pearsall kind of gets under it and makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So 1 run comes across on a few hits, but no errors. Javelinas once again have a lead 5-0 going to the top of the 6th.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network, and we got a new pitcher on the mound, it appears.
Cody Williams, and I believe, is he pitching to his brother behind the plate, Klein Andrews.
Oh, no, that's Blake Johnson.
Blake Johnson. Oh, am I looking there?
They're teammates, though, so they're kind of like brothers. You know what I mean?
Well, is he? Wait, is that number 12?
Yeah, that's number 12. That is Klein Andrews.
Yes.
Is he just? I think is he taking warm up or is he actually catching?
I don't know. Who was the last?
No, because they
pinched hit Clint. Yeah,
they pinched
Clint
it for Wallace. So
that is Klein Edwards.
Yep.
Edwards behind the plate, it seems.
So we got Cody Williams on the mound and Klein Andrews catching. We got a completely new battery here in the top of the 6th inning.
Once again, they seem to be kind of they kind of are cycling in their guys, getting everyone reps. The nice, comfortable lead.
But a great pitching performance from Denver Diefenbach. Went 5 innings, went 5 strong innings.
2 hit that ball. He wasn't quite whiffing every guy he faced, but, keeping the runners from crossing plate. That's all part of the game. Here's the first pitch. And there, strike 1 to Matthew Herrera.
If you would go by that score, we should be winning 6, 7, 8,
Here's
9,
pitch
10.
by outside.
You need to tell him it's not me up here. That scoreboard is going. See, he's giving runs over there. Correct. You get a certain age and you're the scoreboard. It's putting runs on the innings.
Okay, here's Cody Williams, the pitch. Strike, a whiff right there by Herrera. It is 1-2. Ooh.
Nice pitch right there from Cody Williams. Let's see if he can retire Herrera right here.
I'm not going to put it up there. Just tell him the scoreboard's not working.
Here's a pitch from Williams. Strike 3, nice there. Strike 3 for Herrera.
That was a nice strikeout. Nice pitch, nice breaking ball. It's a good way to start your, your season, with strikeout right there for Cody Williams.
Yes, and so now up to back to the top of the lineup. Dylan Blaha, 0 for 2 so far in the day with a line out and a ground out. First pitch from Williams. And there, strike 1 on the outside corner.
Yeah, he painted the outside corner right there with that fastball.
Here's the pitch from Williams once again. Smacked it to the second baseman. Nice catch by Lee. Throw to Roach. Nice, easy play for them. Well, they made it look easy for the second out.
Yeah, that's 2 outs already. 2 up and 2 down for the Javelina defense. Blaha with the ground out to second. Nice play by Lee. Lee's been having a solid game out there defensively and offensively, I might add.
Suskin comes up. He's 0 for 2. Left-handed batter. Williams right-handed. Here's the pitch. Ooh, inside. Didn't hit him, but so it's ball 1.
Man, that was a hanger right there. That one went from the outside of play all the way to the inside of play. That was pretty.
But not quite tempting enough for him to swing at. So there's the 1-0 count. Outside, 2-0. Not quite hitting his spot. It's like defense box, but let's see if he can
settle down a little
settle down a bit and put it in there. Here's a pitch by Williams again. There you go, right in there. Nice pitch there. It's 2-1. Here's the pitch. Kind of check swing there, but it's a strike anyway. 2-2 for Cody Williams. Suskin. Count is even for Suskin. 2 outs, no one on base. And his pitch, kind of a bouncer back to Lee. Fields it cleanly to Roach. A nice 4-3 to end of the inning. So no runs, no hit. Cody Williams has a very, very solid inning, retiring the side. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. It is 5-0 still, Javelinas.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. James Espinosa alongside with Robert Breedlove. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Your Javelinas are up 5-0. And a quick little note, Javelina defense has retired 12 straight batters. Last time UH Victoria had a runner on base, I believe it was about the second inning. So
And the
defense has been playing
again,
solid.
Great defense, great offense, great fielding. Everything's clicking today for the Javelinas. And now the freshman comes up. Here's Roach for the first pitch from Carter. Takes it for strike 1, kind of down the middle. Still looking for that first hit of his college career. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out center. Carter working quickly in the dirt, 1-1.
And now there's a little bit of activity in the UH Victoria bullpen.
Looks like it's Riney warming up for them.
We'll get you a number and a
High,
person here in a bit.
towering fly to center. Looks like Pearsall's under it, and 1 away.
Yeah, Pearsall, that was routine right there for the center fielder. 1 away here as Derek Walls comes up to bat.
He's got a single with a run and ground outs. 1 for 1.
He's had a pretty good debut for his first couple of games as a Javelina.
Steps in the back, kind of swings it around. The left-handed hitter, but against Carter. Whoa, a little inside, ball 1. 1-0 count. Carter has given up 5 runs, all earned, 9 hits through 5 in the 3rd inning. Strike kind of got him on the inside corner. Nice spot, 1-1.
Yeah, nice spot right there in the inside corner. Kind of backed Walls away, but still found just enough of the plate.
Pitch to Walls. High, ball 2, 2-1. Here is the pitch to Walls, 2-1. All in the outside corner, 2-2. So it's 2-2. Carter gets set. Here's the delivery. Outside, count is full now, 3-2 to Derek.
That one was just a bit outside.
Just a tiny bit. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Here is Derek. Ooh, inside, and he'll take the walk. Full count walk. 1 away. Walls speedy. Shortstop on first, and now we have Taylor Tasca. After starting the game with double and scoring in a run, he kind of cooled off a bit, had 2 straight strikeouts. Let's see if he can do anything with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
And let's see if Coach Gonzalez puts on a possible hit and run or possible straight steal with the speedster on first base, Walls. I mean, they have a 5-0 lead, but, you know, every run you want to score every run that you have on base. You don't want to leave no one on if possible.
Tasca steps in, and Carter gets set. Ooh, in the dirt, 1-0. Tasca steps out, steps back in. It's 1-0. Walls on first. A little bit of lead. Ooh, ball 2, 2-0. Seems we have maybe a bit of action in the Javelina bullpen as well.
Yeah, Tasca's been K'd looking his past 2 at bats, so
See what he can do here.
let's see if he can break out of this past, couple of bats.
I would hesitate to call
Yeah,
it a slump.
I'm not
with
calling
an
it a
amazing day
slump.
he's had so far. So
The great player like him, it's rare to see him strike out back to back.
ooh, pickoff move to Walls. Keep him honest. He gets back in there without sliding. 2-0 still.
2-0 to count to Taylor Tasca, the task force,
Ah,
as we have dubbed him here. The big man also.
the big man, tall dude. Oh, outside, 3 straight balls for Tasca. They got a big power hitter here. You have a 5-run lead. Got a guy on. Do you green light him, or do you have him take it?
I think you give him a green light. You got a 5-run lead, like you said. Let's see
Well,
what
let's swing
happens.
for the fences again. See what happens.
Ooh,
Down the
Nope.
middle. You get a lot of
no green light for the big man.
3-1. Still have a hitter's count. 1 man on. Speedy Derek Walls. 1 out.
You mean, no, that's trade difference.
Here's a pitch. Tasca's laser shot to center. Walls would turn around second, kind of bobbles it. Pearsall. And it'll be a single. Walls gets on third. Tasca gets on first. And that's the second hit of the game for Tasca. I believe the 3rd hit so far. The second hit is 4th hit so far today in the doubleheader. Having a great day from him.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of hitting. Tasca just kind of stayed patient, put his hands through the zone, sent that one to center field, and the speedster Walls from first to third with ease.
Runners in the corner, and James Black will come up. Had an infield single a couple. It's 1 for 3 with an infield single. Here's the pitch. Kind of ground ball to shortstop Luha. Toss it to second, and gets them on a
Whoa.
bang play. 4-6-3 double play.
And that was a close call. And here comes Coach Gonzalez to
Coach
argue
Gonzalez
that.
is not too pleased. Really close. I thought he was safe, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how this
Is
unfolds.
resolved.
But
Yeah. Well, the Javelinas scoring no runs. They still have a 5-0 lead on a couple of hits. On a hit. We're going to go to the top of the 7th. It's still 5-0 Javelinas.
we'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. We got a new pitcher on the mound for your Javelinas. Number 30, right-handed pitcher, Mitchell Bro. Bro coming into the game, replacing Cody Williams. Had a couple of solid innings of relief work.
And see what Bro can do in his first game of the season. You know, this game is more or less, like I said, especially with the big lead, kind of a spring training game. Get these guys, get some reps, and get them ready for when we go to Lone Star Conference play in a few weeks.
Exactly. That's what you want to do early on. You want to give people their reps. You want to see who can produce for you, and you want to see if anybody can make a name for themselves to possibly get into that starting lineup.
And there's still a couple spots on the team that still need to be filled, especially closer spot, and maybe that's what the showcase of these relief pitchers is.
Exactly.
See who may or may not fill that spot. So,
yep. Trying to replace Jeremy Flores from last year, who had a program record, 14 saves. So it's gonna be a big shoes to fill.
Okay, here's the pitch from Bro, and it's ball 1 to Wiesner.
Blue Dow, I believe.
Blue Dow, okay. Yes, I thought maybe there's a pitch hit. Ball 1-0. Blue Dow, excuse me. Blue Dow, once again, not much offense coming from the Jags. 0 for 2. Right in there. Give a juicy ball there. 1-2.
1-2 the count. Mitchell Bro on the mound.
Here's the pitch from Bro. And he steps off.
Steps off, clear his head a little bit.
Pitch from Bro. Outside, 2-2. 2-2 count. Bro picking his pitches. Here's the pitch. Smacks it opposite field, foul.
Right into the Javelina dugout. Had a couple of guys ducking and diving over there.
Once again, we got some action in the Javelina bullpen. Bro gets set. Here's the pitch. Ooh, inside. 3-2, full count.
Yeah, that was looked like a hanging curveball or a slider. I gotta take another look at that one, but 3-2 count.
Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Lead off walk for Bordeaux, and their first runner since the third or second inning.
Yeah, the Javelinas had retired 12 consecutive batters until Blue Dow reached right now.
Okay, Jags hoping to string a few hits together and get a rally going as Brandon Bohannon steps up to plate. He's 0 for 2.
Infield at double play depth.
Here's the pitch. Bohannon takes for ball 1. Bro takes a look at first. Sets. Delivery. In the dirt a bit. 2-0.
Two and 0 the count for Mitchell Bro. Taking on
first
Brendan.
is Bordeaux. Kind of a bit of a lead there. Strong whiff by Bohannon there, 2-1.
Yeah, he took that home run kind of swing. Trying
to get something going.
Took a big cut right there.
Here's the pitch from Bro. Swing, another kind of strong whiff there. It's even 2-2.
Nice breaking ball right there from Mitchell Bro. Battling back in this count. 2-2. Let's see if he could induce a double play, ground ball, or let's see if he can strike him out.
Takeoff move to first. He's back in there safely. We got a right-handed strike 3 on the inside corner. Nice placement. 1 out, 1 on, and now here comes Rubber Zaragoza. He has one of the 2 Jaguar hits. Again, looks like we have some action in the Javelina bullpen. Right-handers up to pitch.
And still chance for a double play ball right here.
Fouls straight back. Strike one. I don't think we have seen many double plays in these couple of games. See if Javelinas can pull one off on this next pitch. Throw back to first. He's safe.
It'd be good for them to get a double play because with the new with Derek Walls at shortstop, Lee at second, you know, you got to kind of get used to the combination.
The combination. Build a bit of team chemistry. Here's the pitch. Swing. Another cut. 0-2 to Mr. Zaragoza. Left-handed batter. Bro gets set. Pitch home. Outside, 1-2. Try to get him to chase a bit. He wasn't by. Bro gets set. Takes it home. Strike three, swinging. Way to get him to chase. It's 2 away. And now coming up to bat is Booth. 2 strikeouts on the day for Zaragoza.
Second strikeout for Bro.
Josh Booth, the other hit that the Victoria Jags have so far this game. Like I said, not a lot of offense. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. Bro kind of taking his time there. Gets set. Take a little look back at first. Pitch. Ooh, gets away from them. Ball 2 and...
Yeah, that one got away from Andrews right there just a little bit.
Blue Dow gets easily to second. No need to worry about him too much. Just get this next guy out.
You can afford to give up this run, but you don't want to give up the goose egg, you know what I mean? You want to keep that shutout. And Andrews calls time, and him and Bro will talk it over real quick on the mound.
Maybe buy some time for the guys in the pen.
I think what happened on that last pitch was they might have got their signals mixed up. That's why that ball kind of scooted away from Klein Andrews. So
Yeah, yes.
So maybe they're just trying to, you know, get back on the same page and, you know, continue forward from there.
So Bro takes a long look at his catcher, gets set. Bladeau on second. His pitch. Foul way off to left, probably all the way to the softball field, it seems like. It's 2-1. Or 2-0. 2-1.
There's a lot of broken windshields out there today, Robert.
A lot.
It's a shame.
It's good for the window fixer-uppers.
That's what I'm saying. It's good for those guys. 2-1 to count for Bro.
Bro gets set. Takes the ball to the plate. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He's been getting a lot of guys whiffing up there. These guys are becoming more aggressive on the plate. They really want to just put it in play, get a rally going of some sort, but they keep whiffing.
Bro's showing a really good off-speed pitch. He's mixing it well with his fastball and his curveball. His curveball seems to just kind of loop and hang real quick, kind of throwing the batter off.
Yes.
2-2 to count.
2 away. Guy on second. Top 7. Whiff and a strikeout. That's 3 strikeouts for Bro. Now, very solid inning. The Jags get on base for the first time in a while, but they don't do anything with it. The Javelinas are still up 5-0 going to the bottom of the 7th.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Okay, we're in the bottom of the 7th, and pitching for the Jags is, I believe, Corey Hulsey, number 1, right-hander,
Got a new pitcher in.
and he's getting his warm-ups in the on-deck circle. We have number 3. We have number 3, Miles Holcomb, the left-handed batter.
So they substitute one Corey for another Corey.
Mm-hmm. Corey Carter going through 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, 10 hits. Very similar line to their previous pitcher of the last game. Orlando Quiroga, who similarly gave up 5 runs as well.
So the Javelina hitters have had success today no matter what game. First game, they came out swinging. Second game, it's pretty much been the same kind of thing. Wouldn't you say,
Almost a
Robert?
repeat of the last game, except their pitching seems a lot more sharper this time around. So once again, left-hand hitter, Miles Holcomb. Not a lot of luck here. 0 for 3. Takes the first pitch for ball. Jaguars also have another guy in the pen. Ball 2 kind of low and inside. And so do the Javelinas have a guy warming up. Right-hander for both teams. It's pitch 2-0. Whiff, 2-1. Miles scored a run in. Was on base on a fielder's choice, but no hits so far this year. Strike 2, 2-2.
Yeah, way to battle back from this new pitcher, Hulsey. Got himself a 2-2 count now to Miles Holcomb.
Here's Hulsey with the pitch. High fly ball, kind of going off to the left into foul territory. Oh, and that was Liddell. It's kind of slipping in left field.
Yeah, it looked like he had it, but
He
at the
slipped
last
in foul,
moment, he
slipped
just
in foul territory and dropped the ball. So Holcomb goes back to the plate with the 2-2 count.
fortunate for the UH Victoria Jaguars. That ball was out of play because with a mishap like that, Holcomb could have possibly got an inside the park home run.
Yeah,
But
maybe he had a patch out there or something.
yeah, it looked like he just lost his footing and kind of slipped out there. So lucky break for Miles Holcomb as he's alive for at least one more pitch.
Here's Hulsey's set. Pitch to Holcomb. Maybe not even a check swing, but he takes it for a ball. Full count. Okay, Hulsey with the pitch. Ooh, inside. Strung him up. It's another strikeout for Holcomb. He's 0 for 4.
That one was a little inside, but when it's a 3-2 count like that,
You gotta protect the play.
yeah, you got to protect the play. You can't take anything close because the umpire will definitely call it.
Okay, Justin Lee comes at the bat. He's been having a solid game. Got an infield hit and an RBI, and also a double and a run. Takes it high, strike 1.
He's also played some pretty good defense as well.
Here's the pitch. Kind of pals it off. 2 strikes. Lee kind of steps out.
Having a little conversation right here between the umpire and the pitcher.
Hulsey.
Yeah, I wonder what that was all about. 0-2 count to Justin Lee.
On deck is Clint Wallace. Well, not Clint Wallace anymore.
Klein Andrews.
Klein Andrews. Up for ball 1. 1-2 count for Justin. Pitch Justin. Ooh, kind of in the dirt there, 2-2. One out, nobody on. In the bottom of the 7th, Javelinas have a 5-0 lead. Pitch 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Javelinas fill the count once again. See if Justin Lee can do anything with this. Payoff pitch coming. Kind of a foul. Count is still full.
Way to fight back right there. Kind of fouling off, stay alive for the next pitch.
Doing what Holcomb did not do, protecting the plate. Wasn't probably not going to do anything with that except follow it off. Pitch. Oh, towering ball. It's going to left. Looks like Bledo. Ooh, kind of a little miscommunication between Bledo and Blaha, but Bledo makes the catch. 2 away for the Jaguars.
Bluto, Blaha. One of those guys caught it.
Yes. Kind of melded together there. Now, Klein Andrews comes on. This is his first at-bat of the season. He came in for the catcher Clint Wallace, who had quite a day. It was Klein Andrews' first pitch of the season. He swings at it way outside, 0-1.
Klein Andrews, the brother of first baseman right now, Blake Johnson.
Pitch to Andrews. In there, strike 2, 0-2.
Halsey working rather quickly right here.
Very efficiently, 0-2 count. Outside, Andrews not taking that one.
Just off the plate right there. 1-2 count with 2 away.
Pitch to Andrews. Strike whiff, strike 3. And Halsey does a pretty good job there. 1 up, 3 down for him. But the Jaguars are still behind the Javelinas, 5-0. We're going to the top of the 8th.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. It appears that we got a new pitcher on the mound, number 23, right-handed pitcher Dustin Luna.
Yes, and on deck for the Victoria Jaguars, we have number 27, Josh Ledesma. He's 0 for 2. And once again, not a lot of offense from the Jaguars. They're struggling to get any hits. They only have 2.
I think we got another defensive substitution as well. Shortstop. It looks like they took out Derek Walls and they put in number 1, Mario Siller. So it appears that Siller's at shortstop now, and we got Dustin Luna on the mound. So a couple of changes for the Javelinas in between innings. It's a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 8th.
Cycling in those guys that aren't going to get a lot of playing time later in the year, so good time to get some experience. Some reps. Strike 1, a whiff right there by Ledesma. It's 0-1. Good pitch for Dustin Luna on his first strike of the year. Strike 2, second strike of the year for Luna, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Luna working very quickly. Ooh, outside. 1-2.
Yeah.
Away from Andrews, that is. But no one on.
Try to get Ledesma to chase that one on the outside, and
Not buying it.
Does
And still have some patience.
yeah, he wisely held up.
Strike 3. Whiffs on that one. For Destin Luna gets his first strikeout of the year on his first batter. Pearsall, Ryan Pearsall, steps at the bat. The center fielder has been, well, over 2. Fielder's choice and a put out from third to first. Pitch from Luna. Whiff right there. It's a strike.
0-1 the count to Pearsall here with 1 away.
The top 8. Pitch from Luna. Strike a little high, but it's a strike anyway. 0-2.
Yeah,
Dropped it in there.
Jaguars are down to their last 5 outs of the game.
It's been completely confounded by the pitchers.
Definitely need to get something going here if they have
Foul
any
back.
chance.
0-2. Right now, the Javelinas are working on a combined 2-hitter between several pitchers.
They've had Diefenbach, Williams, Bro, and now Luna, so about 4 pitchers.
A 4-pitcher 2-hit game.
Not
Probably,
bad.
Perhaps even a 5-pitcher by the next inning.
Yeah.
We do have a guy out in the pen for the Javelinas. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt. He's not chasing that one. It's 1-2. Cycling in through these guys, all these relievers.
They're still trying to find out who's going to be that man in the 9th inning, so Coach Gonzalez checking out a bunch of these relievers and trying to find that guy.
In the dirt again, 2-2. Steps back into the box. Luna is set. And the delivery home. Got it checks, but fouls it off.
Yeah, 2-2 count, fouled that one off. Just staying alive, Ryan Pearsall. Javelina pitching has been the story of this ball game, and I mean, got to give credit to the hitting also, but the pitching has really shut it down here.
Hitting has cooled off a bit from the early innings, but they don't really need any offense as the pitching has been just completely dominant. 2-2 pitch. Kind of a chopper down to the shortstop, and it gets through. Their first hit since the 2nd inning.
Definitely, yep.
So now that's 3 hits for the Jaguars through 7 1/3 inning. So Pearsall is on. He brings up Matthew Herrera, 0 for 2.
And this is an opportunity for the Javelina defense to get a double play ball right here, possibly, and get out of the inning.
Yet to see a double play from them. This pitch on the outside corner. Well placed, 0-1.
Infield at double play depth, so they're definitely trying to get something here.
Not a big lead from Pearsall. In the dirt, 1-1, but it bounces back forward.
Nice stop by Andrews. Keeping the runner at first.
Once again, not a big lead. That run doesn't count. The run several spots in the batting order is the one that's going to give them the lead, but that's ways away from there. Throw it back to him. He's not going anywhere.
Another check back to first, not in time.
This count still 1-1.
Keeping him honest over there.
So here's the pitch. Swing and miss. 1-2.
Nice pitch right there from Luna. Has some zip on that fastball.
It's set. Steps off.
Time is called.
Luna gets set once again. Goes back to first. Nobody. 1-2 count. Luna gets set. Delivery home. Swing. Nice sharp hit in the outfield. It's 2 hits in a row for the Jaguars. They're going to hold Pearsall in second. 2 men on with 1 out. And as far as the offense has been concerned for the Victoria, this counts as a rally.
Yeah, this definitely does. And with 2 runners on with 1 out, a hit to the gap can possibly, well, score 1 run. It could possibly get the runner from first to third, and then you never know. If they could cut the lead in half this inning, that definitely makes the 9th inning a lot more interesting.
Yes, so if these 2 guys get home, that puts the Javelinas into a safe situation going to the next inning.
Yeah, it does put them into a little bit of a safe situation, but you also got to be concerned with the lead, dwindling. But
exactly,
they haven't got there yet. 1 away.
An inning and 2/3 left, and up to bat now is Dylan Blaha. High, towering fly to left field. Coming in is Massey. Gets an easy out. Runners remain on their bases. 2 outs.
Well, hold up. That is actually Brian Frazier out there.
Oh, Frazier.
Big Brian Frazier.
Frazier making the grab out there. Excuse me. A lot of subs going around.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't see that one either. I barely saw that one when he caught it. Number 34 out there, Brian Frazier in left field. 2 away for Javelinas here.
And here's the pitch. Ooh, inside. Ryan Siscom.
Another nice stop by Klein Andrews, keeping the runners at second and first.
Okay, set. Window set. Nice towering high fly to left. There's Frazier in. Gets the second out in a row. 3 down. They get 2 hits. Once again, kind of a rally for the Jaguars. They still don't have any runs. And the Javelinas lead 5-0.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. We are here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Your Javelinas have a 5-0 lead. 10 hits on the day for the Javelinas, no errors. It's been a rather solid game pitching-wise and hitting. The hitting was hot at the beginning, Robert, and the pitching has just kind of dominated throughout. New pitcher for the UH Victoria Jaguars, that is going to be Bo Sheridan, right-handed pitcher, as we get this bottom of the 8th underway.
Again, the leadoff in the on-deck circle is Blake Johnson. Has had a couple of singles so far. And a strikeout looking. See what he can do here. Javelinas got a guy warming up in the pen. Probably be closing him out in the 9th.
Yeah, that looks like Taylor Tasca out there warming up.
Ooh, pulling double duty today.
Yep, he went 9-3 last year as a starting pitcher. So Tasca definitely dual threat.
Okay, Johnson up, Bo Sheridan pitching. He's set, and here's the pitch. Smacked it to right field, pretty deep, and Zaragoza's right on it for first out. So the first pitch, Blake Johnson, he drives it out to right field, but just doesn't have the distance.
Yep, Johnson is retired, and here comes Brian Frazier making his first at-bat of the season.
Yes, wind kind of not quite died down so much, so as much as it's not blowing straight out to the outfield. It's kind of more of a crosswind now.
This is one of the guys that you feel good about hitting right now. He's a senior. He's worked hard. He doesn't get that much playing time, but when he does get playing time, he takes advantage of it. Brian Frazier.
Let's see if A&M can get a few runs in. increase their lead. It's a foul tip. 0-1.
That was a big rip by Brian Frazier.
Yeah. When you're up by 5, I mean, that's all you can do. Just kind of try to see if you can drive it. Kind of have maybe a bit of batting practice almost.
Frazier with the big frame as well.
Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Oh, strike.
Probably one of the bigger guys on the team.
0-2 now.
Could definitely get a hold of one and send one out of Nolan Ryan Field.
Let's see if he can do with 0-2 count. Ooh, hits him. Hit him on the leg there, but he's all right. He'll walk on to first.
And he took that one off his leg like nothing.
Frazier with a hit by pitch. And
Whoa.
now coming up for the Hoggies is number 36.
Brady Bippert.
The catcher. Once again,
A lot of changes going on right here towards the later innings.
sophomore catcher. He hasn't probably got a lot of reps.
And he's batting for Jimmy Roach. So
Jimmy Roach. Sophomore coming in for a freshman.
a lot of young guys playing here in the second game. Like we've mentioned throughout the whole telecast, Coach Gonzalez getting a lot of these young guys some reps because, like we said, they're not going to get that many once Lone Star Conference comes around with the established starters playing. But you still want to get these guys reps for whenever it's their time to take over.
That's correct, James, yeah.
Like we've been saying, it's been more of a spring training type of feel.
Yes, except the games kind of sort of count.
Yeah,
as
the game
opposed to
counts. The game
yes.
counts, but it's just that kind of opening
Yes.
weekend. Let's get our feet wet kind of deal.
So here goes Brady Bippert. Takes it for a ball. 1-0. Frazier's on first. None away. None away. 1 away. Pitch. Inside. Ball 2. 2-0. Set. Here's the pitch to Bippert. High behind the backstop. 2-1.
2-1 the counts of Brady Bippert.
Sheridan looks down at his catcher. Frazier, not much of a threat to run on first. Bippert gets set. And here's the pitch. Ooh, kind of a tip there. It's 2-2.
Just got a piece of that ball. 2-2 to count to Bippert.
Sheridan takes it feet in the dirt. Looks down. Frazier with a very, very slight lead. Sheridan gets set. Here's the pitch. Get him a bunt there. Frazier goes to second. And he'll be called out. It's a fielder's choice bunt for
Looked like a check.
Bippert,
Looked
yeah.
like a little check swing, kind
little
of
check swing.
like a half swing,
Almost.
kind of tipped it.
like a hybrid between a bunt and a check swing. But
Yeah.
he gets a fielder's choice. He's on first. Frazier gets thrown out at second. And there's 2 away.
And number 1 is up to bat. That is Mario Siller, who's replacing Derek Walls. Mario Siller getting his first playing action of the 2014 campaign.
Not much last year. See if he can contribute in this game.
Yeah, Siller hit .231 last year with 2 home runs, so
Yeah, gets away from head out a bit there. Ball 1, 1-0.
So what was the issue earlier? Was it just one place I didn't put the number 1?
Here's Sheridan with the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1.
And I just missed it. So for next time it should be okay? Yeah.
Sheridan kind of looks back at first.
Probably not going to have this computer though next week.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
Outside, 2-1.
And that would be what, Saturday? Yeah. Clear your schedule for Saturday, right? Huh? Clear your schedule for Saturday.
Ball 3, 3-1. Nice hitters count for Siller. Bippert on first. 1 away. Bottom of the 8th. Pitch. Fouls back. It's not a full count for Siller. Sheridan kind of Stares down his catcher once more. Looks back at Bippert at first. Here's the delivery. Bippert goes for second. Kind of maybe a sort of hit and run there. Fouls back. Still full count.
Yeah, Siller battling here in this at-bat. Trying to bring in the runner from first, get a little insurance run, but with the 5-0 lead, anything would suffice.
Sheridan in the set. Here's a payoff pitch. Away. Bippert kind of jogs and the ball gets thrown out. Noda is coming second. Bippert goes for third. Yeah, what was a walk?
It was a walk, but he threw the ball anyway, so
Little
mental error.
brain fart there as Bippert. It was a walk. They threw down at second. Bippert kind of took advantage of that since somebody was covering second. And we got Mariners on the corner. And coming up now is Taylor Tasca. A sight you don't want to see if you're the Jaguars right now, so they're going to have their meeting out there.
Yeah, let's see if Taylor Tasca can bring in Bippert from third. Add another insurance run for the Javelinas. Runners on first and third here as the UH Victoria Jaguars conference on the mound. See what they're going to do here. I don't see no one warming up in the bullpen at all. So it just appears that they're talking strategy on how they want to pitch to Tasca in this situation. And Tasca's last at bat with a liner to center field. See if the big man can come through right here.
They're at Eastern New Mexico. Not if you're in Midland.
Takes a couple practice swings.
When we were at
Again, Tall Frame has had a heck of a day today.
basketball, Craig Merriman showed up. Yeah.
See if he can knock in another run. Sheridan set. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball one. Sheridan is set once again. Here's the pitch. High, 2-0. Got Siller on first. Bippert on third. One out. Sheridan is ready. Tasca, 3-0. Pitching very conservatively out.
Yeah, they don't want to give nothing in Tasca's wheelhouse.
Probably best to lay off this one. They're practically almost an intentional walk here.
Do you greenlight him right here? I mean, you have a 5-0 lead, one out here in the bottom
Sure,
of the
why
eighth.
not? But more than likely, I don't think they're going to put this in the zone.
I just say that's
Yeah.
Inside, kind of a little high. It's a walk to load the bases. Very conservatively. He's probably going to get a lot more walks this season.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's a threat. Both intentional and unintentional. They're going to be pitching him very conservatively. James Black comes on the base, the third baseman. There's a conference between the Herrera and Sheridan.
Bases are loaded here with one away for the third baseman, James Black.
See what he can produce here.
Black last year with 41 RBIs, so
2 outs, the bases loaded. See if Sheridan can get out of this jam. Haven't allowed a run since the 5th inning. Strike, kind of a whiff there. 0-1. And the on deck circle is Miles Holcomb. Get a few practice swings. Ooh. And hit by pitch. And a guy comes in. An RBI for Mr. James Black. Not the way you want to get a run. Not the most ideal way, that is, but he gets a run nonetheless. 6-0. Second, probably the second hit by pitch run they scored tonight.
yeah, it looked like James Black didn't look like he was happy about being hit right there, but nonetheless, he took one for the team.
Holcomb, still no hits on the day.
I believe that counts as an RBI for James Black.
It does. Holcomb hasn't got his hit for the season. Let's see if he can do it there. Eye for ball one. Still no action in the Jag bullpen. Sheridan is stuck with this conundrum. See if he can get out of it. It's a pitch from Sheridan. Whiff. Not even close. 1-1.
George, that last run was. Sillers is under because remember he got the third on the air. But he would have moved
1-1 count to Holcomb.
It's pitch. Strike. 1-2.
Two strikes here. You want to try and protect the plate a little bit. Watch the outside corner.
Sheridan is set. Here's the pitch. Oh, nice curve right there. Founds him. It's strike 3. 3 away. 3 gone. 1 run comes across on the hit by pitch. The Javelinas are up 6-0.
We'll be right back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Nolan Ryan Field. This is the Javelina Broadcast Network. I am James Espinosa alongside with Robert Breedlove. Top of the 9th inning, your Javelinas lead 6-0. Taylor Tasca, the dual threat, is now on the mound.
Yes, he's all worlds today. He's been hitting, got a couple of home runs, got some 4 RBIs, I believe. And now he's going to do some duties as the last pitcher on the latest pitcher for the Javelinas. Now the closing situation. Of course, the Javelinas are up 6 runs.
But getting some work in.
Getting some work in.
And last year, Tasca, his pitching stats, he went 9-3. He had 1 complete game. He had a 3.32 ERA, 65 innings pitched, 34 Ks, and his opponents hit 275 against him.
Shoot,
so
he could have been the pitcher of the year as well. And Gedry has come in at first base. So here's the first pitch by Tasca. It's a ball.
Yeah, when you have a rotation with Dallas Ponder, Hughes, Tasca, Diefenbach even showed he had some potential to be a weekend starter. You know, it's always good when you have about 3 to 4 guys who could go out any given day.
Liddell takes it for a strike. It's 1-1. Tasca working really quickly. Ooh, a little inside. 2-1. Who shakes it off? Tasca gets set. And here's the delivery to Bladeau. Fouls it back. 2-2. Tasca gets set. Bladeau's back into the box. The 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, curveball, nice. And it's a strikeout for Tasca. Caught looking. 1 out away. Next up to bat for the Jags is number 9, Brandon Bohannon. Tasca steps in. Here comes the pitch from Tasca. Ball 1.
That's the team, so I don't know. That girl will probably come up and get it.
Here's the pitch. On the outside to go on, spotting that very well. 1-1. Tasca here, the delivery. Watches that go by for another strike. Tasca hitting his spots here. Kind of steps off. Time is called. Bohannon kind of adjusts his gloves, gets back in the box. And Tasca delivers. Smack that one back. But caught by the third baseman, Black, for out number 2.
One more out.
One more out
You got one out to do it.
for the doubleheader sweep.
Up next for the Jaguars, 20 right fielder Robert Zaragoza.
Zaragoza, the final hope for the Jaguars. Pitch by Tasca. Ooh, ball kind of low.
Just a little low.
Just a little low.
No, you said
Tasca delivers once more.
like Joe or Josh. I knew it,
Strike right in there, 1-1.
but I didn't have the whole right.
Because he handled the hoopla when he hit his first home run. He was staring at it.
Tasca delivers.
He sparked the.
Kind of fly ball to center field. Kind of running over there is Holcomb, and it gets into the gap. Zaragoza rounds first, goes to second, and kind of cuts around second. Won't go to third. He'll get on a stand-up double. 2 outs. First extra base hit for the Jaguars in this game.
First baseman,
Now up to bat
number 35, Joshua Booth,
is the first baseman, Joshua Booth.
at the plate for the Jaguars.
2 outs away. Jaguars can get on the board. In there, right on the outside corner. One strike. 2 outs with a man in scoring position, but the Javelinas have a 6-0 lead. See what they can do. Tasca gets set.
Yeah, just hit schedule.
Pitch.
Figure out the day.
High, towering fly into foul territory. Black over, catcher, and it's just over the fence into the stands. So 2 count.
0-2 count here, 1 strike away. Let's see if Tasca's going to bring the heat, or is he going to try and get him fishing?
Let's see. Got a lot of options open. Got a 6-run cushion. 2 strike lead. 2 outs. See if Tascan can close this game like he opened the first one.
Southern Arkansas uses our site, so they
Here's a pitch from Tasca. Outside. And it gets away from the catcher. And moving to third is Bohannon.
No, do I have to do anything to see this out there? Does that automatically update?
It automatically updates that online.
Getting ready for the pitch. Here comes Tasca. Kind of fouled back, kind of protecting that plate.
That's a big help. They want game by game.
And depending, we may unfortunately start doing the season HD now.
Tasca. Here it comes. Kind of steps off.
Because some coaches find some of the hard to read.
1-2 count. Tasca deals. Ground ball down the corner. Nice grab by Black. Throws across. And it's a final out. And the Javelinas sweep the doubleheader against the University of Houston of Victoria. Jaguars 6-0. Tasca getting a solid last inning of work. Diefenbach gets the win, his first of the season. And
It looks like James Black's kind of down over there, but getting checked on by the trainer. Nonetheless, the Javelinas with the doubleheader sweep, Robert.
they played well all around. Great defense, no errors in either game. Had quite a bit of offense. The 2 home runs by Tasca, of course, in the first game, and Clint Wallace coming in with some clutch hitting. And the pitching has just been dominated.
Yeah.
Excellent. They shut out this game, only allowed 2 the first. So they did just what you do when you play all-around good baseball. You get a nice, good couple solid wins. I'll see what they can do next week. As James Black is having a little bit of trouble there at third. We'll see.
We'll try and get an update for y'all before the broadcast if we can. If not, for sure, the next game we'll give y'all an update. But nonetheless, Javelina offense today, between both games, Robert, 12 combined runs. The defense only gave up 2 runs the whole day with the shutout in this last game. So you got to be pretty impressed with the Javelina
Pretty
pitching.
optimistic about how the season is starting.
Exactly, and next weekend we'll be back here again as the Javelinas take on Southern Arkansas. So a 2-0 start for the Javelinas this year. Couldn't have opened it up a better way, and it's good that baseball season is back.
I'm happy.
Yes, me too. And we'll just keep on talking it up real quick. Denver Diefenbach, what do you think about his performance?
Well, he just placed the balls where they were, and he was good at placing them in. He got into a rhythm, just very efficient. Got in the rhythm, kept going. That's all you really need from a good pitcher is just get in that rhythm, get a nice fast pace. You go through those innings real quick, and he shut him out, allowed only about 2 hits. So I mean, that's all you need from your starter.
And you were here the first. I wasn't here the first game. You were here the first game. You were calling the game with Aaron Salinas. And what did you see from Ponder? Because last year Ponder was the pitcher of the year. Did he show that kind of form again, or was it more of a warm up for him, or did he show that he?
A little bit of warm up. He showed some great form. He dominated. He had a little bit of a shaky inning, about the third, I believe. He gave up 2 runs, but quickly recovered, and he performed well. And the relievers picked it up and just did a darn good job picking up where he left off, and didn't allow a run for the rest of the game. So I mean, kind of a bit more bend throw break, I suppose, but the offense makes up for it.
Yeah, waiting on some final stats here. We could get them to y'all here in a quick second, as our wonderful SID Aaron Ames is working on that for us. Mm-hmm. And we're getting one of our correspondents, one of our field reporters, editor-in-chief Ferris Sabawi, about to interview Coach Gonzalez and get his take on the end of the game. So we're gonna keep on breaking down the game until Ferris.
That powwow is broken up over there.
Yeah, exactly. The little powwow over there. We can see Ferris from here looking rather dapper.
Dapper as usual.
Yes, and anywho, from what I saw this game, I was most impressed with. It didn't matter. It looked like it didn't matter who was pitching. It looked like the whole pitching staff was on
like one collective board or something. They were they were just the same guy with different numbers. They just dominated all in the same method. Getting that rhythm down, spotting where they are, getting batters to chase.
Exactly. Diefenbach went 5 innings. He had 1 strikeout. He faced 17 batters.
It's another thing. He only had 1 strikeout. I mean, to dominate, you don't need to get those strikeouts.
And we're going to send it down to Ferris Sabawi. Ferris Sabawi is with Coach Gonzalez right now. And that was Ferris Sabawi with head coach Jason Gonzalez giving a rather riveting interview.
Was his daughter kind of showing up for a cameo there.
Sounded like Coach Gonzalez was pretty happy about the game.
So his daughter was pretty happy to be on camera.
But anywho, nonetheless, the Javelinas pick up the 6-0 victory. We'll be here next weekend as they face Southern Arkansas. And I believe that would do it, Robert.
Oh, and that was a great game. Great opening day. I'm excited for the season. Glad to see a winning team out there. A team that's back to form so quickly.
Exactly.
And they look like they're poised for another great, deep playoff run this year.
So for James Espinosa, Robert Breedlove, we will be right back next weekend. It might not be us calling. It might be someone else. But Javelina Broadcast Network will be back next weekend as the Javelinas take on Southern Arkansas. Hope y'all have a great night.